well, tonight I'd like to help everyone learn about, as well as understand about snowboarding and everything it has to do with it. It is more than just a lifestyle. The sport can greatly impact your life, your personal physique, and there's a lot of different styles of the sport that most people don't know that I'm actually here to inform you about. Everybody loves summer, right? Best time of the year. You know, you got wakeboarding, you got everything. It's nice and warm. You get that tan on. But me personally, my favorite season's winter. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason I love winter so much is because of my favorite sport, snowboarding. The reason I chose snowboarding is because I'm a veteran at it. Next coming year is going to be my 9th year there. I've been doing it ever since I was just a wee little kid. It's one of my favorite things. I bet you're tired wasting your time in winter and everyone's like, oh, it's winter, you know, just not a lot to do, sit around and just be in the cold. And, well, here's news for you. There's something you can do out there that's effective with your use of time that's actually also can help you become a more physically speaking person. I'm here to tell you how this sport can change your life. This sport's changed my life because as a child I didn't really have a lot of friends, was kind of there's a social butterfly and then there's me. And through this sport I actually made a lot of my friends and a lot of people that I still talk to today, over 8 years. It also is, I have fun in the cold. I'm not going to lie, I have, pretty good gear, but basic gear in this sport's cheap and it's fun. It's a good way to be in the cold without rolling around in it. So winter doesn't have to be terrible. So let's all get out there and get physical. Snowboarding is a very physical activity. If you've ever done it, it really gives you those good buns, thighs, and those calf muscles. So when summertime rolls around, you're not going to look like a complete person from the episode of Total Loser from waist down. Snowboarding also works another range of muscles, which include your abdomen and up to your chest. Because when you get more advanced into the sport, you actually will learn how to jump up and even rail hop, which when you move that transfer of motion, it goes completely from your foundation all the way up to your core. The snowboarding world is limitless. Like, if you can go on the internet and just type in snowboarding and you'll get a million results. From people rail jibbing, which is basically grinding on a rail, from people just going deep powder. I've even seen people drop grenades on mountains to cause an avalanche and try to outrun the avalanche. Wouldn't really recommend this even to a very advanced boarder because most avalanches really go at a very terrible speed and no snowboarder's ever gone over 70 miles per hour. It really sounds dangerous, and I'm not going to lie, it is an extreme sport. There is dangers in every life. Everyday life there's dangers. But if you do this effectively and comfortably, and you have a good teacher to help you with it, it'll be one of the safest sports you can ever do. Speaking of safety, I'd like to resort to this pie graph that I'll just take down. It's not really showing very well. This pie graph is incident report of 2009. Let me get a better look on it right there. This big old chunk through right here is incidents reported in 2009 of the motor industry. Of that year, 2009, there's 10,800,000 for the year. And if you want to sum that up into a more comprehensible number, that's almost 3,000 per day. Exactly 2,932.25 per day. In retrospect, the snowboarding accidents were 1,983 reports in the year 2009. And I wanted to really find something completely absurd that you would think that there's no dangers from this. So I included, it's a little strange, but I included the injuries reported of sexual acts related to fruits, which was 14,000 that year alone. Which means for every one person that hurts himself snowboarding, even reports a bruised thumb, 7 people have reported whatever they injured with their sexual impact on the fruit. Quite the change, and just quite, there's not a lot of words for it, but the point I'm making is it can be a completely safe sport that anybody can enjoy. I've seen 80-year-old men up there that don't get hurt up there. And I've seen 2-year-old people up there that are completely safe up there. Completely. I've seen people literally that are in diapers up there, and from, as I said, the old spectrum and the new spectrum. And another, on my second visual aid, I really want to show you the components of a snowboard to really make it a little bit more safe. This is a normal size snowboard for a person about my size, I'm about 6'2", and this is about a 157 board. Now the board, safely, should be right about to your chin, to your nose. The lower you have it, because I'm more of a freestyle rider, the lower your board is, the more spin and the more hop you can get off the board. Basically, it's really simple. You put your feet in the bindings, you latch up, you put the leash on your boot, strap on and go for a ride. Seriously, one of the easiest extreme sports there's out there. And when I say extreme sport, the term, I have to use it very loosely, because for this sport to even be an extreme sport is you have to be playing Shaun White out there. Like, I've seen people just go down the mountain, seriously just like this the whole time. Even if you wreck, you're not going to hurt anything. It's completely a safe sport, just as long as you go within your limitations. And your limitations should be based off every person. When you learn a new thing, you have what? You have a teacher. And especially with an extreme sport like this, you need a teacher. And that teacher will provide you on the limitations of what you need to do. So basically, I've expressed the best of my ability how exhilarating and overall beneficial snowboarding can actually become. I genuinely hope that my knowledge of snowboarding, which I'm not going to say I'm an expert on the sport, but I have been around it for over 8 years now. So I do know the general concepts of the sport. I have seen the injuries, and I have seen people walk out that mountain 9 times out of 10 with the biggest smile they've ever seen. And at least I taught you something about the sport, about the safety about the sport, that anybody can do it, that physically fitting for anybody to do this sport. If you're 80 years old and you need something that's a rigorous activity that doesn't have a huge amount of bone impact, such as jogging or running, which actually statistically has a larger amount of bone impact than snowboarding does, as long as you're on just a basic decline slope, snowboarding's really the way to go. And I finish off this report, this informational speech about this, with a quote from a snowboarder that almost everybody knows. He's known as the Flying Tomato. He's won gold all across the board in the freestyle and the slope style for the Olympics, and he's won about 4 X Games now, Shaun White. And as Shaun White once said, "I don't know where my first gold medal is." This guy's made it so far in the sport that he enjoys it so much that winning isn't even a big deal to him anymore. As a human race, we strive to be our best. As Maslow's pyramid hierarchy of needs, obtaining that personal need at the very top, you surpass that solely because of this sport. So basically, you never know how far you're going to get in this. You could just be a person that does basic S's down the slope, or you could be like me, trying to flip and possibly doing whatever you want to do. Running the rails, running deep powder. As for me, the love of the sport, I have no words for it. I'm in complete awe of how much this sport's done for me, both by giving me friends, giving me better physical activity, and getting me something to do in the winter when nobody has anything to do. It's for a roll around in the snow or make a snowman. How many snowmans have you made in your life you don't even want to count?